So some people have questions about height and doing body weight training, and they've been told if they're tall then they're going to have trouble learning certain skills or strength moves and that type of thing. But remember, body weight training is about tendon and ligament strength along with just your average physical fitness, but it's about leveraging your body. So learning how to leverage and stack your skeletal structure and be able to do these things are really paramount in learning, and it doesn't have to do with how tall you are. It's still a strength to weight ratio, so if you're tall and you're very strong, then you're going to have a very good response and can do all the types of things that someone that's small. Now, we don't always think that small people have a disadvantage, but they do, because your extremities are always so close to the center of your mass or your balance point, then you don't get to create as much momentum as a tall person. So for instance, on pommel horse, if you're tall and you understand how to create swing, you have so much momentum covering a distance away from your center that it continues momentum. And not only does it continue momentum, but it happens a little bit slower. So you have more time to change your hands and things like this. So with someone that's small, their rotation is going to happen a lot faster, which means they have to move faster. And so that's actually a disadvantage. When it comes to swinging around a bar, a tall person, once they've actually figured out how to do it, they can carry a lot of momentum, and again, it happens slower. So they're carrying just as much force as a smaller person, except things are moving slower for them. And so that's an advantage. So we don't always think about those things. So the height question and whether you can do body weight training or strength skills leads us to another thought process that people have, which is, why are all gymnasts short? And they feel something about the sport makes them short. And the bottom line is, if you're tall, then you have to work your conditioning more to handle the amount of mass that you have. And so a lot of times people who continue to grow and grow and grow don't necessarily want to keep up with the body weight ratio. However, again, there are attributes to being tall, and if you take advantage of those, they're equally as important in creating power. So it doesn't really matter how tall you are, you can learn all the same skills, but you just have different strengths and weaknesses. That question sort of can be reversed and say, why are basketball people so tall? What is it about playing basketball that makes you tall? And of course that's not true. Playing basketball doesn't make you tall, but it's just that smaller people tend to weed themselves out. When they finally stop growing, they could be very good basketball players, but then they just get outnumbered and outsized by people who are continuing to grow. So then at the professional level, what you see in the media is very tall athletes. What you see in the media for gymnastics is very small athletes. Again, what you don't see are the amazing basketball players that are only like 5'2", 5'3", or 5'7", something in that range, but they love the sport, they've got all the drills and skills, but you just don't see them in a mass media type of sense. So my thing is, if you enjoy doing it, don't worry about what anybody else is doing, you just enjoy yourself and pursue the goals that you want to have. I'm Sam Tribble. Make sure you check out samtribble.com. We have our newsletter you can subscribe to, and of course a lot of other cool stuff like our ebooks and tutorials.